Hi guys, in today's video I want to review for you the SHISEIDO Daiya Fude face duo. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think SHISEIDO is right. It's a Japanese brand of makeup brushes. I think they do makeup as well, but mostly I've just discovered them via makeup brushes. I've got two of their brushes. I've got this one, the face duo that I'm reviewing today, and also another one that's called polishing face brush. I'll do a review on this separately because I can't do my face twice. So this is the one that I want to review today. I've had this in my collection for a little while, and I don't actually use it that often, and I never used to be a foundation brush person, so I don't know if that's why I didn't necessarily get on with it before. So I'm going to try it again today with fresh eyes and see if I get on better with it, basically. I mean, I love the brand. I love the red, and you know, like the packaging is nice, which is important to me, and that's what drew me to this one in the first place, because it's a cute little shape basically, and a nice colour, and I want to get that out of my makeup bag because it's cool. But this one is similar in design. Obviously it doesn't have the little sort of bum shape, but it's like nice and red, and it's got two ends. So this is what it looks like. It's got the branding on the front. It's got a little squishy end. This, I believe, is supposed to be for applying whatever you want to under your eyes, so you don't have to use your fingers. I guess for hygiene reasons, or just so you don't get your fingers dirty, basically. And this end is supposed to be a blending brush. It is fairly dense, actually, and that's why I'm thinking maybe I will actually get on with this now that I've moved into the world of foundation brushes, because my go-to one that I use, the Zoeva one, I've done a video on this, I'll link in the comments, is, you know, this a similar sort of shape and consistency. It's this flat top kabuki type one that seems to work for me. I also did my very first YouTube video actually on the IT Cosmetics complexion perfection brush, I think it's called, and I didn't get on so well with this one. I do like it, but it's a bit too soft almost. Like I think I prefer the flat top thing. I think it's just a matter of preference, to be honest. I don't think there's anything good or bad about any of them. It's just whatever works for you. But also size wise, this one is quite small in comparison to these two. Like this is actually sort of size at the top wise very similar, although obviously there's a depth of brushes. I don't know if we'll see if that sort of adds any value, but side by side, this is the IT Cosmetics one, complexion perfection. This is the Zoeva, I forget what number it is, 104 foundation buffer, and this is the SHISEIDO Daiya Fude face duo. So I will give it a go and see how it goes. I'm just going to use my normal BB cream that I use every day. Again, if you follow my channel, I did a review on this the other day, so I'll link that below. So I'm just dipping it in, and then we shall see. Like, it feels nice. It's a good density. Probably should have shown you more about the density of it. Like, it's quite stiff basically, which is essentially what density is, but that makes it sort of glide on quite well. As you know, if you follow my channel, I am quite obsessed with makeup brushes, and despite having found ones that work for me, I still seem to be eternally searching for ones that might work better for me, I guess. And like I say, I like the way this one looks. So, and it's smaller and sort of more compact. It's quite like, the thing I like about the Zoeva one is that it has got a good handle. Like, it's an easily holdable handle, whereas this one is a little bit thicker, but it is smaller, like, overall. So therefore sort of goes in your makeup bag better, depending on obviously the shape of your makeup bag, because that might be more cumbersome because it's thick and small, if that makes sense. But the brush itself, like, I'm actually quite liking it now that I try it again. Although that being said, I just put a splodge you saw on my hand, which would be the same amount that I would normally use, and I don't feel like that went that far. With the Zoeva, I feel like that splodge would have done my whole face, and I guess it probably does. I probably don't need to put any more on, but it still feels like there is, you know, like I don't feel like that did my whole face, basically. But maybe that's because it's clean, and it, you know, like the Zoeva one, I use it every day, like I say, so it's sort of already soaked up the product the first time, and then the other times, you know, it doesn't have that dryness to soak into. So that is better, actually, and now I've got too much. Trying to work out if it is, like, there is some stroke marks. I don't know if you can see. See, actually, I don't know if the problem is it's too dense, because to me, I don't know what you think, it feels like it's putting it on and then almost taking it off again in the areas like here where it needs to be a bit more coverage. And maybe that's it, maybe it's actually designed to be more of a stippled type situation, although no, because that doesn't work either. Look, you can see where it's just sitting on the skin there, but to feel it, it feels like it's going on really well. If you know what I mean, like the actual brush feels nice on my face, like it's doing a good job. But to look at, it feels, but I don't know if that's because I'm hot, also because it's still hot in the UK. So I might just be getting flustered. I mean, maybe I'm imagining it. Because this is the areas where I'm red, maybe it would always be like that. Let me show you, like on my hand, on my arm even. So I'm taking this, like, nothing on the product, I'm taking all of that off my hand, and then like stippling it goes a bit weird. But sort of painting it on does go better. Like, it does do a good amount of coverage, but I still don't feel like I have been persuaded away from my Zoeva one, basically. I mean, that doesn't even really help you, but like, I just wanted to show you what it looks like and how, you know, like the consistency of the brush, how it works. I think I'm coming to the conclusion it's a matter of opinion, you know, it depends on your own skin type as to whether a brush works for you or not. I mean, obviously people have different preferences. Like, now that I have sort of buffed that more, it is going in. But like I say, I don't feel like I'm thinking this is game-changingly good. Plus, it is very expensive. I think I was lured into buying it because I liked this one so much. And I got it in the sale, I think at about £40. On the actual SHISEIDO website, it is like £63, but everywhere else you can get it for much cheaper. On All Beauty at the moment, it's £32.50. In Sephora, it's £56. So it obviously varies. And I think this is what I found when I bought the other one of this, is that if you wait for long enough, basically there'll be like a deal on it. So you don't really need to pay the full price if you're patient enough, which I'm not always patient enough. But I'll show you the other end as well. Like, I do really like this, and I watched reviews about it before I bought it myself, and people were saying this was actually the best thing about it. I'm not sure that I would agree with that. I like it because look how squishy it is. It's like a really nice tactile feeling thing, and maybe like for creams it would be good, but I'll show you with concealer. Like, my under eye is very sensitive, so you know, like, you have to give some points for that because everyone isn't going to have like the kind of sensitive under eye that I have. But just using the L'Oreal eye cream and concealer, which is my favourite at the moment. Again, I'll link the video below. So this is supposed to, in theory, be like a finger tip, but in fairness, I wouldn't actually ever blend in concealer with my fingers anyway. I mean, it's not doing a terrible job, but it's not really doing a good job either. Again, I think it depends on your skin. Like, my under eye is my problem area, so I use a beauty blender because that to me feels like it's still sat on the skin, because this is just plastic basically. It's like a silicone type bubble basically. So I mean, I think maybe if you could push harder, well, no, that wouldn't make any difference, would it? Like, I think the thing that works with a beauty blender is that it sort of is like that spongy consistency, although I've watched lots of reviews, you know, where people use weird stuff as like a beauty blender, like a balloon or whatever, so which would imply you can just use anything really, as long as it's got that same squishy texture. But look, if you look, it's just not really blending in. Like, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I can still see that that is just sat on the skin. Like, I'll show you with one side actually doing it with a beauty blender. And I guess it adds a little, like, it sort of spreads it more with the sponge consistency, or I don't know what the correct term is, but like, I don't know if you can see, like, that is blended in, whereas that is kind of just sat on the skin. Like, I've spread it out with this, but I haven't blended it in any way, so I don't really see the point. Like, I think maybe for creams it would be good, but yeah, for me it's not really working for either of its purposes. Like, I wouldn't hate it as a foundation brush, but it's not making me sway from my favourite. So for the money, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's synthetic bristles, which I like. It is very soft. It's a nice shape. It's like, they call it diamond shaped. It's kabuki, but with sort of two slight little dents, basically. Like, it does feel nice to go on. I like the way it looks. It's expensive. Much more expensive than the Zoeva. I can't even remember how much the Zoeva was, $21.40. So it's, you know, like, not even really in the same competition. It, like, that's a cheap brush essentially, and this is an expensive brush, and I don't think it's really adding any value basically. So yeah, sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but like, personally, if it were me, I wouldn't buy this again. I do like this one. I'll do a separate video, but for me, I don't think this really adds anything that I don't get from any other brush basically. So yeah, that's it for me. If you've enjoyed this video in any way, then please like and subscribe. If you have any other videos you'd like me to do, then please let me know. And that's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.